Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. Sorry for the delay. So I was having some technical issues. It's good to be back. Another big week. Another really good week. Hit on everything. I went 3 for 3. I hit on both of my parlays that I gave the Patreon. And then I put another little bet on Ford by decision. That obviously hit. So I just hit on everything across the board. It was a really, really, really good week. Let's have another one. This is a big week. There's more money to be made. We got big weeks coming up. We definitely got big weeks coming up. Let's get into everything, guys. Before I do, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me all forms of social media. 3 Boxing blog. Wow, I'm struggling today. I'm gonna do another show tonight too, but guys, follow me all forms of social media. 3 Boxing blogs. Join the Patreon. Link is in the description. Get the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe for just $5 a month. You get lock of the week. You get asked to bookie anything. You get requested video. You get access to the Discord. In the Discord, we get all types of great stuff. We stream fights. We'll be streaming fights this weekend. We also, in addition to that, you guys most importantly get the access to the updated props and the live betting. You get the lock of the week so you get all the best gambling advice for just $5 a month. Just $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known universe. The link is in the description. It's also in that little ticker below. It's pinned in the chat. Just $5 a month, guys. Make sure to join the Patreon. After y'all do that, head on over to carnivalbar.com. That's the Carnival Bar, carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save a cent. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. That's carnivalbar.com. Make sure to use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. The Carnival Bar. The nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. Carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. All right, appreciate everyone here. Like I said, really, really good week. Want to get into it this week. So just to give you guys an update, I will be dropping the Dalton Smith video today. Dalton Smith versus Matthew Germain. That will go live tonight. Additionally, I already dropped the Whitaker Cameron video, so those are both live. We're gonna get into everything this week. This is the first I'm looking at this week. DraftKings already added a ton of fights. I'll ask you guys what fight you want me to do next. But there's a bunch that we can get into. There's a bunch. It's going to be a good week. I really like Whitaker, but there's going to be a bunch to get into. All right. No, Jump Us, Merca. There's a bunch. Look, let's get into it. Again, it doesn't have to be the biggest fight in the world to make money on it. All right, give me 1 second. So Ben Whitaker actually got a little bit. It might be minus 290 to minus 285. A little better. So here, look. This obviously isn't great, minus 3,000. Ryan Kelly and Agurko. I may do this next. Dalton Smith at minus 1,200. I like Charles Conwell at minus 900. We're already at minus 417. Fondora and Badillo. Whitaker, I like a lot. If we get props on the over, no props on the over. I love the over on this. Does anyone have props on Whitaker? Whitaker Cameron. I like Whitaker. I respect the Cameron, but Whitaker wins this fight on points. Vidal Riley and Siobhan Clark is a really good one. I'm not sure who I lean towards, and now I got to get to the video. Chris Bellum Smith and Brandon Glanton. I'm probably going to take CBS with another great fight with pretty good odds. I'm going to try to get to that one. Anthony Yard versus Lyndon Arthur. Pretty good fight. Liam Smith versus Aaron McKennick. Even money fight. Chris Eubank and Connor Bennett. I definitely like Eubank in this fight. There's a lot to get into this week. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights already on DraftKings. Yeah, I might like Agurko too. Before the odds, he's at -270. I gotta get into the video. Let me take my poll. Let me. Oh shoot, hang on. Before I get too involved in this, give me 1 second, guys. I need to adjust something real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta turn something on real quick. All right, good. Guys, please smash the like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. All right, let me get into this. Let me get through these real quick, and then we'll get to Eubank fight is next week. Yep, we got Eubank next week. Shout out to 3D Boxing, always killing it. If you do a show, I will be doing a show later tonight. I want to donate $25 so you could pick 5 lucky people in the chat to get a lock of the week for a month if possible. I don't know if come on later, top notch. I'll see if I can do that. I should be able to do that. Dalton Smith is next week too. Yeah, we're gonna get into all the fights. What do you think of Dalton Smith in under 6 rounds? Ooh, I would just take him by stoppage. It's possible. Jermaine is a aggressive guy. He likes to jump in. Dalton Smith is sharp with his shots. Big power, both hands. He could knock him out in less than 6. I don't mind that, but I would rather, depending on what the odds are, like I would probably just I don't want to, if he gets a 7th round knockout, I don't want you to lose your money over that. I would probably just take Dalton Smith by stoppage. I'm gonna start my poll. Let me start my poll. Hang on. So just so you guys know, Dalton Smith video is coming out tonight. So this is for tomorrow. All right, Dalton Smith will be out tonight. It'll be out shortly. I have all the tape done pretty much. I just need to actually do the video now, which doesn't take that long. All right, let me do my poll. Which fight should be my next video? Kelly versus Jarko, or all right, the poll is live, guys. Please make sure to vote in the poll. Please make sure to vote in the poll. The poll is live. The poll is live. It's good to have everyone aboard. Please, everyone vote in the poll. I would greatly appreciate that. All right. So I just want to, I will be doing another. So just to give you a quick little rundown on the week. I'm losing my brain. Whitaker, Liam Cameron video is live already. You got my prediction on that. Dalton Smith and Jermaine will be live today. And then I'm going to do a video Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to bring you a video every day. I may try to squeeze another in. There's a lot of fights, a lot of content that I want to get into this week, actually. And I'll be going live every day. I'm going to try to go live twice today for sure. I won't be able to go live twice tomorrow, but I will try to. I may be able to go live twice a day. I think this is working out well. Eubank fight. I can already tell you I like Eubank, but before I give my official prediction, let me get through all the tape first. But I definitely like Eubank to win that fight for sure. I definitely like Eubank Jets Johnny. 100% I like Eubank. But let me get through all the tape on that. Let me get through all the tape on that before I give my official prediction. Oh, you want me to do the Eubank fight next? Guys, then vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. All right, let me get through this. Yeah, all right. Cool. All right, let me get the pro boxing odds. Let's see. All right, here's the pro boxing odds. This will be all the odds of all the major books. All right, cool. April 19th, we got Warrington, Kelly. Okay, that's one card. Conwell, Fundora, Cutler, and Eggington. I want to get into. That's a really good fight. Whitaker, Cameron. I like Whitaker a lot in this fight. At minus 300, I would definitely. But I like the over. If anyone has a prop on Whitaker, Cameron to go over, let me know what that is. Oh, and that's the yard and all that is the week after. Oh, why did I think this was This is 2 weeks from now. God dang it. Guys, I'm gonna take the poll. I thought I messed this up. I screwed this up. It's Kelly and Agarco next. That's the next video. I thought Ben and Eubank was this week. It's next week. God dang it. I screwed that up. I messed that up big time. My bad. My bad. Shoot. All right, let me just get into this week. Now that makes my life a lot simpler and a lot easier. All right. So this is all we're looking at. Warrington, Kelly, and Agarco. That's my next video after I do. So I'll have 1, 2. Okay. Those 3 videos out. Guys, I like Whitaker a lot. I'm going to wait for my lock of the week to see if I can get the over on Whitaker and Cameron because I definitely like that. But if you put something like Smith, Conwell, and the over on Whitaker, Cameron, but even something like this, I would feel comfortable with this. Three-leg parlay is at minus 161. Smith, Conwell, Whitaker. I like this a lot. I like to see what the odds on the over are first. Because I do think Cameron is a legitimate opponent. I can't see him winning. I know the first fight was a draw, and I think a draw was reasonable. Although I had Whitaker up just a little bit. I can't see Cameron winning unless he's not the biggest. He's strong as an ox, right? But he's not the biggest puncher, and he's slow. And Whitaker is so much more skilled. I gotta think Whitaker wins this fight by points. Whitaker by decision, I think, is a great bet. Conwell and Dalton Smith right here. I think this is a pretty good lock. If we can get the over on Fundora and Badillo, that's an interesting bet too. I don't know what the odds on that would be, but we're gonna have some odds. And I really don't have any preliminary thoughts on Kelly versus Ajorko just yet. I know who I think is going to win, but let me get to the video, and I will get through the video on that tomorrow. I will have the content out for that tomorrow. But the Warrington, the conflict, that's kind of useless to bet on at minus 3,000. Smith and Jermaine, I think is a nice little bet to throw in your parlay. I think Dalton Smith annihilates this guy. Although I do like Jermaine, I think he's a good opponent. I think he can beat some guys. He can give some guys some trouble. He's not a terrible fighter. I just think for Dalton Smith, he fights literally into Dalton Smith's hands. Conwell and Garcia. Conwell is minus 900. Garcia at plus 550. Easy fight for Conwell. I think those odds are about right. A 9-1 favorite for Conwell. I mean, as wide as it is, it's still a decent fight to throw into your parlay. If we can get Conwell by stoppage, I like to take a look at that. Fundora at minus 2,000, probably not worth betting on. I don't really think any broad at minus 2,000 is worth betting on. There's a little bit of risk involved, right? Because we always don't know much about the opponent when it's an opponent level fighter like this, and it doesn't help. It doesn't really help with the odds. Minus 2,000 is not helping with your odds that much. Now, if there's an over prop or something like that, or a knockdown prop, that could be something to look at. But just at minus 2,000, it's probably not worth adding. And then Whitaker and Cameron, I think this is the fight at minus 285. This is the fight where we can make some money on. It is definitely the fight that we can make some money on for sure. It's 79 Pro says, I think I'm staying away from Whitaker after the fiasco last time they fought. Like, I get that, 79 Pros. I do. I totally understand that. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's a bad take. I don't think that's poor or anything like that. But to me, like, I don't mean to disrespect Cameron, because I think Cameron, just like Jermaine, I think they're quality fighters. I don't think they're bad by any means. I think they're pretty good fighters, actually. But I just can't see in any way, shape, or form that he outpoints him for 12 rounds. So that means Cameron's got to knock him out. I don't think Cameron's the biggest hitter. He'd have to wear him down. Look, they went over the top rope. I don't know if Whitaker quit. I don't know. I don't know how bad the injury was. I don't know if he, in his mind, says, hey, I'm winning this fight, which I thought he was. It was close. I thought he was winning. He said, hey, if I just go to the scorecards, I win the fight. I'll just do it that way. I don't know. I don't want to put any of that on Whitaker. I have no idea to suggest any of that is true. I simply don't know. It could be, but that's speculation. The ending wasn't that crazy. We saw it was Chad Dawson and Bernard Hopkins, I believe, finished in a similar way. Do you think Bernard Hopkins quit in that fight? Or do you think, like, legitimately he was hurt and it's like, this is not worth me fighting? This is an unintentional foul. I'm going to end the fight now. I wouldn't put too much on that. I don't think he's Whitaker. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I do think he's a much more skilled fighter. I think he's a much better athlete. I think he fights stylistically the way I want a mover to fight. He'll stand in. He'll be off the front foot a little bit. He's not strictly running off the back foot, which I like, because at the highest level, when you're fighting a pressure fighter who's a world level pressure fighter and all you want to do is run, he's eventually going to catch you. Right? Think of Caleb Plant and Benavidez. He's eventually going to catch you at the highest level. So it's just not, Whitaker doesn't do that. No, sir, Garrett. That's all right, moving. Yeah, the fights are not all this weekend. I messed up my brain. I'm shot, man. I feel Dalton taking him out early with a left hook. Good night early. It certainly could happen. Jermaine lunges in for sure. He could get early, and with his counter shots and his timing and his shot selection, Dalton Smith is really good. He's really sharp. Like, and he's excellent at maintaining distance. If he catches Jermaine coming in, it's over. It's over. I like Dalton and Fedora and Conwell this weekend, minus 385. Also, a good side bet will be the over on Whitaker Cameron. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, Dalton, Fedora, and Conwell, it's not bad. It's minus 385. It's not the best odds in the world, right? We usually try to get it down to minus 200, but that's not terrible. That's a decent bet for sure. That's a decent bet for sure. CBS versus Brandon Glanton is the next week. It's the 26th. I bugged out on that. That's CBS versus Brandon Glanton is the next week. I like both those fighters. I'll probably lean towards CBS in that fight, but I do like both of those fighters. The only way I'm taking Whitaker is if his decision is plus 300 or better. I don't think it's going to be that, but yeah, I can't see Whitaker not winning this fight, guys. I really can't. If you want to stay away from it this week, that's certainly understandable. 79, but I like Whitaker a lot. The distance, a lock. I think so too. I think the thing is definitely going the distance. I would lock that in the Ben fight. 79 says, I think Whitaker can make the adjustments needed to win easy. Just my opinion. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be super easy. He's gonna win more rounds, right? Like just his speed, his combination punching, his ability to fight on the inside and the outside, front foot. He's gonna win the fight. I don't love him. And he doesn't have any power. He doesn't really sit down on his shots, and I can point things out that are wrong. But his speed and his skills are just too sharp. I think over 12. Was it 10 rounds or 12 rounds? Or are we still debating over that? I know that was a debate. I don't remember what they. 10 rounds. Over 10 rounds. I can't see him losing 6 of the 10 rounds. So I like that a lot. I wonder what the line is going to be on Dalton by stoppage. I might go heavy on that depending on the odds. Yeah, let's see what the odds are. If the odds are plus, I mean, minus 300, minus 200, it's definitely something to look at. If it's minus 5 or 600, I'd probably just take him on the money line. Could be a steal at minus 285. I think it's minus 285 is great value. No, I think he's talking about Whitaker. Whitaker is minus 285, top notch. Can you confirm you're talking about Whitaker there, money line? I think it's a great bet. If you got, does anyone have a prop on Dalton? Let me check this. Does anyone have a prop on Dalton by stoppage? Wait a second. We may have it here. Minus 330 on FanDuel. I don't mind it. I would rather just take this fight doesn't go the distance at minus 430. But Smith by TKO is fine. That's minus 330. Let's see what DraftKings puts it at, Muscles. But right now, FanDuel is the only one that has it, and it's minus 330, which isn't terrible. Whitaker minus 25 is a great bet. I gotta take a leak. I will be right back. Let me just take a leak real quick. I will be right Yes, it's worth it. Also, do me a favor. That parlay that you just gave me, change it to Dalton Smith by stoppage. Put minus 330 in there. What would that do to the odds? Kovalev is fine. Sergey Kovalev, 44 years old. How old is Sergey Kovalev? 42 years old. 42 years old. He just turned 42. I thought it was 44. 42. 42-year-old Sergey Kovalev is fighting Arthur Mann in Russia on April 18th. Does anyone have a stream? Does anyone have a link for that fight? If anyone has a link for the Sergey Kovalev fight, I will absolutely check that out. Thanks for that heads up, my man. I do appreciate that. If the odds, Dalton hasn't been stopped twice. Dalton's opponent has been stopped twice. Yeah, I think I think we're safe on Dalton by stoppage. I do. I think we're safe on that. My only question is, it was the first half of the fight. He said knock him out in the first 6 rounds, which is possible. But I think he's a decent opponent. I don't think he sucks. He very well could get knocked down. I don't want him to lose a methodology bet because it happened in the 7th round and not the 6th. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind it. My guess is he would get him out in the first half of the fight. But he's a decent opponent. He can go 7, 8, 9 rounds. It could happen for sure. I don't think he sucks, right? So I would just, at minus 330, I would just take that. What were the odds? Who was it that had the first half knockout? What were the odds on that? I'm just out of curiosity. It's not a bad bet at all. It's not a lock, but it's not a bad bet at all. So Gorko, am I saying this right? How do we say this man's last name? Was dropped by Eddie Hearn, maybe Bet Kelly. Maybe. I don't think I'm going to get to the video. I will give you my official prediction, but that's could be a factor. Who knows? I would say most likely the fight's going the distance, so we're going to get scorecards, right? Ruthless Ryan Kelly. Why was Jericho? Why was Black Thunder? Why was he dropped by Eddie Hearn? Just because he's not that good? Is it because he's not very good? Is that the reason why Eddie Hearn dropped him? Eddie Hearn has lots of fighters who aren't very good. Because he's not good? Is that the reason? All right, guys. Any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats? Put them in now. I will be going live again tonight. I will definitely be live again tonight, probably around 7:30. I mean 8:30 your time. I'm not sure 8:30. I don't know, somewhere in that time. But I like doing 2 lives a day, especially days when I don't have basketball lives. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats. Let me know now. Like I said, I will be live again tonight. I will do 1 show tomorrow at night. And I'll be dropping a video every day this week. Dalton Smith and Jermaine will be dropped later today. And then tomorrow we'll get into the Gorko and Ryan Kelly video. So I'll have that up for all of you guys. All right, I'm finna wrap this up. Any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats, leave them now or forever hold your peace. It is April 14th, 2025 from Texas to the world. Thank you. And God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.